Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Fremantle vs St Kilda game, in which Fremantle ran over the top of St Kilda's, whole entire game. St Kilda, again, when the going gets tough, seem to lose a game that they really should have won. It was, in the end, a really poor result for St Kilda. They should have won. They should have sewn up their spot within the, 8, and that would have put them at 20 points, which would have put them 7th. And would have made this logjam of teams on 16 points, which is 6 teams on 16 points, and Gold Coast on 18, as well as Essendon and Collingwood on 20. I mean, they would have joined Essendon and Collingwood on 20 and a low percentage, but that's what did I say? 6 teams, Gold Coast 7, and then you would have had Essendon and Collingwood. So that would have been half the comp on 4 and 5, or between 16 and 20 points, and a low percentage as well. I mean, the highest percentage out of that group is Geelong on 119, but their percentage is dropping round on round, as they just lost to Collingwood, as we went through that recap. And next week who have they got? Next week they've got Richmond, which could be actually a close game in itself, but anyway. But I don't see that percentage is probably going to hold as the highest, but it's not going to be. It's probably going to drop to like 110 or so, I would say. But anyway, just St Kilda keeping also Freo in the mix. Freo probably have to win out their games just to get in. But this was season on the line for Freo, and they've just turned up, beaten St Kilda by 24 points, and a massive boost to their percentage. I mean, if we look at the round 8, what was their percentage going into the round? Let's just see, round 7, does that show it? Their percentage going into, they boosted their percentage by 10%. If they do that 2 rounds running, they're probably going to get in. So they probably need to win by 8 or 9 goals across the 2 weekends, both games, also by combined 8 or 9 goals to get in to the 8. But St Kilda are just left the team open for the taking. But before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, hopefully, yes, that's actually working. STANNETT 92, and she went off, like absolutely off, 54, and then she just rolled it in. I mean, I almost got STANNETT, and if I actually look at the STANNETT, what did she go up by? She went up by 64. So that's the thing that sucks here, is I could have probably, I think, almost gotten STANNETT, I think, with if I work out the math, Priest was 854, STANNETT was 784, I believe. Yeah, 784. So that would have given me 70k, plus also Parker to Press would have given me, I think it's like 120k. So that would have got me 190k, and Goldsworthy up from Goldsworthy would have been tight, and I don't remember the exact. I had like 3 or 4 KO, so it would have been tight to get STANNETT. I don't think I could have got STANNETT else I would have made that move, but it was so tight to get to potentially STANNETT, and that would have been a play of the round. It would have gained me, I think, another 60 odd points or something like that. I could have honestly actually gone to, I think Bree Davey would have been the next shout as a midfielder, lower price. Obviously was never going to go for Nanscorn. Swanson did well, obviously. But I think Bree Davey was the next one that I was honestly debating over whether going for her, and she ended up going up 51k, so she was actually a little bit more expensive, I think, than Press Barkis. But yeah, so there was a couple girls that have obviously gone better off lower money. So I probably should have just replaced the likes of and gotten STANNETT in over Priest, as that would have saved me a lot, and would have saved me almost 250 odd k. It would have saved me a lot of cash gen getting rid of Priest around earlier, but you live and you learn, I guess. Kaufman 88, she started really well, and so there is something to that. I want to see what her role necessarily is, because that could be crucial in actually getting her or not. But we'll see what her role is actually defined as when the stats come out from DFS on like Thursday or so. But she did really well. Strom did really well in the ruck. Only 2 hitouts in the last quarter, I believe, but got an 18 in the last. Could have been a lot better. Could have got to the 100, which would have helped get against the Brie Moody. Not Brie Moody. Is it Brie Moody? It could be against the Moody owners. I think is it Brie? Yeah, Brianne Moody owners who she got 135, which is absolutely ridiculous. So that burned 50 points. Bowers 83 is an interesting one to maybe have a swing for the fences in the last couple of rounds. As if we look at Bowers here, she obviously had, I think, 68% time on ground, which is lower, 65%, lower than her 97 against the Hawks and 89 against Collingwood. But she's going to definitely be an interesting one if she can. She's going to be so underpriced next year. Priced at 100 this year at the moment, and if she has another 80 or so game, she might end the season priced at 90 or so. And if she doesn't get the discount or something, or doesn't get the to reflect her season 7 when we go to pricing for the women's in season 9, if she gets her season 8 average as the price compared to season 7. If we just go to Bowers here, you'll see what I mean. Because if you look at them, her season 7 in limited quarters was a 121. Season 8 at the moment is 106 on this, but it's going to go down to 100.5. If she ends at 90 or so, and we look at all these on limited quarters, right? On limited quarters, she's getting a 121. A 1.79 points per minute. If we look at her games this year, a 179 on points per minute is, I believe, around 50 is, that says 50 is 33 points. So that means every points per minute is like 0.3 of a point. So if you do that, then I think that would be, if she has the points per minute that she averaged last year, her average would be like a 138 or something like that, which is up there with Marinoff. But that's the sort of the point that I'm saying, is that she might be priced next year at 90 or so, 95, but she has the ability to go 138, 139. So I think that's why we want her to, like I was saying with Ham, go well under these last couple games, so that they can produce much better, much more appealing pricing for next year. O'Sullivan 79, O'Driscoll 72, Miller 68, Lally 66, Ty 62, not the greatest, but she's a key forward, so it doesn't matter terribly much. Lowe, Mulder, Runnelson, East, Hyde, Scanlon, and who was it again? Miller 68 as a forward. She's gone into that sort of forward mid role, and it's just horrific for fantasy scoring, to be honest. Doesn't seem like it's working terribly much, as she's not getting the tackles and the non-disposal points, as well as not getting terribly high disposals to really work. And that would have been a 56 without the goals. And if you take away the disposal that caused the goal, then that's already a 50, which isn't good enough. And you can just see here. So hopefully we somehow get some mumbo jumbo that makes Miller into a forward, and then she gets back that mid-roll next year, which would be quite ridiculous in itself, but that would be the way that you go forward there. Then we have here, and you just see, look at this St Kilda side. 820. This might be one of the lowest output games that I've seen this year. Smith, and we look at the fantasy by quarter, they might have, they had 2 quarters where they went under 200. That's just ridiculous. And the highest quarter was a 290, 228, which is just ridiculously low. Did they have any quarter where one girl went over? They had 1 quarter, 2 quarters, in which Smith went above 25, which is on track for 100. And it was 26 and a 28. And that looks like it's it for any girl going over 25 and a quarter, 2. And it was the same girl in back-to-back quarters. Whereas you look at here, for Freo, 1 here, 2 here, I guess you could say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 compared to 2. And that just shows the state that St Kilda just had a shocker, as simple as that. And yeah, there's not much really to look into this, and you just see it pretty much is highlighted by Priest going and scoring a 36. And yeah, so I burnt something like 56 points going from not getting STANNETT, which would have absolutely bundled my score up to a massive margin. My fantasy score, and I would have ended up around rank. What did I end up as a overall rank of 492? I probably would have ended up with a rank of now about 420, 430 if I'd made that call, but obviously didn't. So just got to learn from it and learn the females' roles a little bit better, etc. next year. Next year we're going to go big on the women's fantasy. But anyway, that pretty much is the video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be the last recap of the round, which is Essendon versus West Coast. And I don't know how to even call this game, to be honest with you, with what happened. I don't get how Essendon lost that game against West Coast with West Coast record. I just don't get it. But anyway, we'll get into that video, and I'll see you guys in that one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.